Hey, this is Kat from Red Mountain Shaman, and I share shamanic wisdom through dreams, visions, nature, synchronicities, intuition, channeling, art, music, photography, and shamanic journeys. Welcome back to my channel. In this episode, I'm going to be sharing my own kind of intense experience I had with black cats this year and why I think Halloween has so much hijacked symbolism, along with a channeled message from Creator Source that expounds on my experience I had with these cats. So back in March of this year, we had a huge snowstorm, and a small black feral cat we had been seeing around got into our basement and gave birth to 3 kittens. She rejected 2 of them, and they later passed away in the care of a rescue I had taken them to. The one remaining kitten lived, and we managed to work around her feral nature while feeding her and giving her places to nest with her last lone kitten. Once the kitten was old enough to be weaned, we caught her and we put her through the trap neuter release program. She came around a couple times after I let her go back into the wild to check on her kitten, and I was able to show her that he was being cared for. And then strangely, I never saw her again. Then a male black cat, whom I'm assuming was probably the father of the kittens, started coming around. We fed it for a while, and then he quickly brought what looked to be another young teen black cat with him one day, and we started feeding him as well. So this was 3 cats at this point that were all black. Then a gray cat and an orange cat also started coming around, and I think that was just because of the food. So we started asking neighbors about these cats, and one neighbor said they did have a black cat, but it wouldn't come back home to them and that we could have it. Another neighbor said they were tired of all these feral cats spraying and fighting at night, and they were planning on trapping them. So unfortunately, one by one, each cat stopped coming around, and we were left with our senior resident cat and the black kitten that we decided to adopt. We jokingly sometimes call the kitten born in Blizzard, but usually we just call him Sunny, because when I was asked what his name should be, I was given the song Sunny by Bobby Hebb, and Marvin Gaye also covered it, so check that out. It's a really sweet song. I was also talking to a neighbor who said that he found a feral cat who got trapped in an abandoned building on our street before they remodeled it. And that same week, I accidentally trapped myself in my garage and nobody was home. It was as if the universe was allowing me to temporarily experience what it would be like to be a cat trapped with no way out. And it was pretty terrifying, even though I was eventually able to flag down a neighbor to help me out of there. After all of this, our black kitten and senior cat are getting along well, and Sunny has become a proficient hunter and usually sleeps on our bed with us. So please spay and neuter your animals, because homeless animals often have a pretty horrible time of surviving. So I wanted to ask Spirit about this experience and about why black cats are made out to be so feared. If you go into the history of why these beautiful animals were given a bad name, you can trace this back to the Catholic Church, as you can with many things that have been inverted. A pope actually declared war on cats in general, but especially black cats. The cats were also associated with so-called witches. In my opinion, I think this was partially an attack on the divine feminine. Before religion was invented, spirituality was nature-based, or what some would call pagan. I think that there were dark and light pagan practices, as well as dark and light religious practices. But for the most part, religion Christianized what the pagans practiced as natural cycles of the earth. Samhain was simply the end of the harvest season and the original celebration in which the veil thinned and ancestors could be more easily communed with. So these natural cycles of earth were hijacked by the church, and animals and women were often made out to be wicked in order to disempower them and the positive frequencies they carried. Sometimes the church would even take land away from widows by shaming them as witches, and cats were often burned alive with their owners. And only about 20% of men were ever put to death in these witch hunts. So, in my perspective, this is just scratching the surface of how the church inverted God's creation and the divine feminine power, and one of many reasons why Yeshua does not like the name Jesus. He has told me that many atrocities that he does not approve of were done in that name by the hands of religious institutions. So, this being said, I asked the Great Spirit about these things, and this is what I heard. I am the loving force of all creation. I come to you as you seek wisdom and knowledge regarding feline energy and this particular time of year. Know that everything of value and positive energy has been inverted by fallen forces that seek to keep humanity in a place of unconsciousness and powerlessness. That being said, it is now time to awaken to the truth of what has been hijacked and manipulated. The black cat was made a scapegoat for superstition, but is actually a powerful guide and protector, as are all feline creatures. It is not to say that one color is above another, but the color black does encompass all colors, and is also symbolic of the void in which one comes to a complete reversal of ego and steps into the God space, which is oneness with creation and Creator. When you come into the void, you are held within the womb of the Creatrix. This is the point at which you lean into your knowing of the kingdom within you, rather than leaning on any kingdom outside of you. This is the space that you personally have been treading for the better part of a year now. This space we call the void is different for every soul and comes into a person's awareness at different stages, places, and levels of development. It is simply the process of becoming enmeshed and complete with the Creator within you, as divine symbiosis gains strength and power within your very being. The holiday you know as Halloween was also inverted. The reason for this is that this time of year is when the veil between heaven and earth is thinner, and portals to higher connection and awareness are more easily accessed. It is traditionally known as the time of death, which is essential for rebirth. It is a time of healing, going within, hibernation, regeneration, and letting go, so that new pathways can be formed up ahead. The concept of witches became part of the Halloween theme as another way to invert the energy of those with healing gifts and their divine connection to spirit. The number 13 was also a number that was made to be feared, and this number has the power of the creatrix or goddess within it, as well as astrological significance and true cosmic order. The owl was also thrown into the Halloween theme and is still being inverted by fallen forces and used symbolically for rituals that are not of me. Again, the reason for this is because of the owl's powerful symbolism and signature energy of wisdom and seeing the truth through the darkness. This is your totem of totems, as you were recently told. It is a similar story with the inverted bat, raven, and spider symbolism, and the energy of these can be very positive and powerful, so do not dismiss them in fear. Furthermore, I ask that humanity would take back the energy of this time of year and set your intentions for positive connection and experiences with me as I flow through each one of you. See this time of year as an opportunity to connect with your angels and the archangels. See it as a time to connect with ancestors and loved ones and heal what needs to be set right in your life. Laughter is medicine. Laugh at the scare and gore that has been injected into these things and take back the organic energy of my creation. I have laid out here that which has been hijacked from the true nature, and it is my desire that the energy around this time of year will begin to shift back into a more spiritual doorway within your year calendar. Take advantage of this and seek out spiritual connection for strength and soul growth as you move into the winter months in your hemisphere of the earth. With your intention, you transmute and realign what has been inverted to your highest good and back to its original, organic flow. As the kingdom is within you, I am within you. I am the great I am. And it is my presence that flows through you and gives you your innate divine power. You have forgotten this through programming and manipulations from false systems, organizations, and authority figures. As you and many others are stirred to remember your divinity, you begin to grow in spiritual stature and confidence that you are the master of your own reality. No longer will you constantly be playing small and bowing to the whim of others as you reclaim your divine inheritance. And so it is. Thank you, Great Spirit. So I don't think Creator is saying not to have any fun or not to celebrate Halloween, but rather to be aware of what has been inverted and to set intentions to reverse the energy with your vibration of joy and laughter. Just by being aware that this time of year can actually be a powerful time to connect spiritually, you can start to see it in a different light. I do think that the dark aspects of religion are going to come more into the spotlight, so that what is not serving us or what is siphoning our divine aspects and energy will be cut off, so to speak, by our awakening as to what is really being done within these institutions. So I hope you enjoy yourself this holiday and just become more aware of the fact that what is presented as dark actually does have a bright and powerful light side. That's part of God's organic creation. If you enjoy the content I provide here, consider sharing my videos with like-minded people and groups. If you'd like to book a personal one-on-one session or reading with me or donate, please go to my website, redmountainshaman.com. And all of the music, photography, and art is original on this channel and for sale, and there are links below. Have a great week, and I'll put out a new episode next weekend. Take care. Sending love.